feel like I have enough hobbies, and so it's like, like TV or something. It's just
Sure. Time suck.
yeah.
Yeah.
TV's one of those pointless hobbies too.
Yeah, exactly.
Doesn't really gain you anything.
I don't know. There's
Like if I
good
go on like,
TV, though.
I know if like I like fletch arrows or something, I'm like, okay, this takes like an hour to fletch a dozen arrows, but I got fletched arrows after it.
I need to
I
have
don't
you
know.
fletch my arrows if you can do them in an hour.
No, dude, I fletch arrows like pretty quick.
Do you do that Arizona Easy Fletch?
I hate that thing.
Me too. Do you
I
do a
hate it.
Pittsburgher? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're fast then.
Yeah, I've gotten pretty quick at it.
Prep time's the one that kills me. It's like you get like some veins, you know. You
Yeah.
got to run the acetone with the Q-tip down the back, and then the bead, and then you got to clean each one. Takes me forever.
Takes forever. Yeah.
I always take my arrows to a shop, and I'll be like, how do these look? Like whenever I'm in the shop, and then they'll always be like, oh yeah, these look okay. And then one guy the other day was like, this is the worst fletching I've ever seen. And I was like, dude, no, it's not.
I had the opposite problem, so I would have a shop fletch mine probably 20 years ago, and I'd pick them up, and there'd just be glue and globs, and I was like,
Like,
I'm
you guys
done
get
with
this
this,
strand of
man.
glue just like floating around.
I'm
Well,
like,
it's because
I'm
the
gonna do my
shop,
own.
it's like no one wants to fletch them, so it's like whoever's the youngest, dumbest guy in the
Dude.
crew.
Yeah.
Can you imagine fletching arrows for that? Would be
No.
a
All
tough
day,
one.
every day. That's
For
all you
15
did.
bucks
I
an
would lose my
hour.
mind.
That would be a tough
Dude.
one.
I was at a shop the other day, and the guy was like, there's this chick sitting there fletching arrows, and he was like, I don't know how everyone here pays their bills. At least I'm getting money from the military. He's like, she's back here making 15 bucks an hour.
As he fletches another arrow.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh man, are we hot?
We're hot.
Oh, we're good. We're rolling.
I'm bothered.
Gotcha. Okay. Very good. We have a very special guest.
Special needs.
Nate Illingsworth. Did I get it right?
Yep, you
Nailed
got it
it.
right.
I knew the first part was the easy part. Illingsworth. That one's a little bit tougher for me to remember.
I think it looks more intimidating than it is. It's like exactly how it is.
Yeah.
My wife trying to get me to take her last name, and I probably should have.
What was her last name?
Kibby.
Oh no.
It's a little bit easier.
I don't think that it is. I think that sounds harder. Thanks for popping over and doing this.
Yeah,
We
dude. Thanks for
appreciate
running
it.
out of guests and having me
That's
having
not
me on.
true.
I'm sorry for being very, very late on getting over to get you guys into the podcast area.
Nah, we're good. I'm just glad you had my keys more than anything. That's all I can think about. Is this the first time you've been to the expo?
Yeah. Yep.
Really?
Yep. First time.
What do you think?
It's cool. It's cool. It's like I was telling my wife, it's like cool just walking around, like seeing everybody. I mean, like even you guys, like I've seen your guys' stuff forever, so it's like cool. I don't know. I'm like really easily impressed. So I'm like walking around. I'm like,
Clearly.
hey, get my picture with this guy. Get my picture with this guy. So it's kind of fun.
Yeah.
And then seeing all the stuff too.
Right. So much stuff.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, taxidermy, just random things in there too.
I haven't spent much time in the all by like the outfitters and all the mounts and stuff because it's like not very relatable to me. It's like out of my tax bracket. So, but I just been like going through all the booths, looking at the stuff. It's been cool.
There's
Just
so
meeting
much
people.
gear. Like every year when I've been to this, and it's grown so much in the last, I would say, probably like the last 5 years, it really feels like it's blown up. But
Yeah.
every year I get back and I'll see something pop up on social media, and I'm like, oh, that was there? I wanted to look at that. And I
Yeah.
didn't even see it. You know, I feel like I covered it, but stuff slips by.
It's crazy. It's like, because I don't know, the industry, like, I think people get intimidated a little bit because they're like, oh, it's so saturated. Hunting's so saturated. But then a product comes out. So, like, my buddies, I'll, like, shamelessly plug this. Like, so I have some buddies that made this thing. It's called a Drifter. Have you seen those?
Nope.
So it's a plastic, like it's like a bladder, like a camelback, but it's plastic and it so it's hard, so it can't get punctured. But then it's got two hoses that come out of it, and one.
So like a beer hat? You can
Yeah,
say-
exactly. Yeah, exactly. But so one of them like comes up to your side pocket, and it just tucks in. It's a little like squeeze tube, like a stress ball, and then the other side is just like the normal valve, but it's pressurized. So if you're like sucking wind going up a hill, you're not having to like and like catch your breath. It's just
Right,
You just
open
bite,
hose.
and then it comes. Yeah, and then you can also use it to wash off your hands and stuff. So stuff like that. I'm like, oh, it's like
Yeah, it's kinda cool.
How'd you think of that? Like, yeah.
Dang. Yeah, we'll have to go check
Yeah,
it
all
out.
the
Is he
little
here?
things like that.
Yeah, they're here.
We'll
yeah.
have to go look at it.
Yeah, they're cool. They actually had a tough first day. That somebody broke into their trailer and stole all their stuff.
No.
Wait, what?
Yeah, but then the dude was dumb enough to freaking post it on Marketplace.
No way.
So they found him, and I need to go talk to him and see what happened. But they sent his info to the cops, and they were like, "Yeah, this guy's a repeat." So
my
they're gonna go
God.
get their stuff. So we'll see.
Dang.
People are so horrible nowadays. Like, how can you do that to someone else?
I don't know.
I guess they see expos and like, oh yeah, candy.
Gold mine.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there probably is a lot of that, huh? Mm-hmm. How long have you been doing it, I guess, social media?
It'll be a year in March.
It's like
actually, I posted for a little bit before that, but like all my content was horrible. So the only time I had 700 followers last March.
No kidding.
Yeah.
How many do you have today?
150 something.
Wow.
Just on Instagram. My YouTube's terrible, but I'm like, the YouTube's coming along.
Yeah. Are you trying to make a push to do some of that too then?
Yeah. I want to start doing a lot more of the long form stuff.
Gotcha. What was social media like a goal for you? Were you like working at it, or was it just happenstance? Like you're a funny guy, obviously.
So it's kind of funny. So I was like, so I was in Texas. My wife and I were living down there, and I would post like a video of me like working out or something, or like shooting my bow, and I would just put like a song over the top of it or something. And it was like my phone was propped up with my water bottle, and it was just like whatever. And I remember one time my wife was like, "Dude, your content sucks," and I was like, "What?"
She's like, "I've never been more turned off in my whole life."
Exactly.
Looking at the thing you just posted.
And I was like, "What are you talking about?" And she's like, "No, it's like your content's like not good. Like, why are you posting just like this is like post yourself? Like,
Sure, be yourself.
I've never taken anything seriously in my life. Like, I'm very I'm just not a serious guy at all." And so I remember I was running this ultra, and this was like the first video I made that like really popped off. I was like running this ultra, and I was 22 miles deep into it, and I was right in the middle of this like 6 mile uphill stretch, and it was hot, and I didn't plan my electrolytes right, and I was cramping up, and I like reached into my pocket, and I was like eating this waffle, and I just pulled out my phone, and I was like, "Dude, if you're fat, you should not run a marathon or a half marathon. You should just go straight to an ultra, because you're just walking and eating freaking waffles, and everyone else is walking. So you're good. It's the best kept secret."
Yeah.
And then that video took off, and I was like, "Oh, maybe my wife was right." So
Just be yourself.
yeah. So then I just started posting stuff, and then it just started doing well. So I've just tried to stay really consistent with it,
Yeah.
and I've had just a good response. I think it's I would say like 85% luck, and then 15% I've done a couple things that people can relate to. So
Gravitate to.
yeah.
Where do you get started in hunting?
So I started hunting when I was a kid.
Really?
Yeah. So like my first ever memory of hunting was my dad and I were out. My dad's kind of like a redneck hunter, so we'd drive around, and like my first ever memory was there was this group of 3 does, and my dad was like, which one's the biggest?" And I was like, "The middle one," and he shot the middle one, and that was like, to me, that was the coolest thing, that I picked the deer.
Where'd you grow up?
Baker City, Oregon.
Okay.
Yep. So
Gotcha.
it's a small town, Eastern Oregon.
Oregon.
Yep.
So you grew up hunting with your dad then?
Yep.
So you always hunted then?
Yes, I've always hunted, but I've never killed anything on public land until this year. The way we would hunt, and it's like funny because you don't know how good you have it until it's gone.
Yeah.
We had these friends that owned, I don't know how many acres, but it was this massive property, and it was like the front of a mountain that was all timber, and then alfalfa and corn and potatoes, and they would just rotate. And then there was water, and it was just crazy. And so we had just full reign on that.
Mule deer?
Yeah, mule deer and elk. So we just drive out, whatever was in the alfalfa. Oh yeah.
Really?
Yeah. We would drive out, whatever's in the alfalfa field that morning, you just shoot that. So elk, it was just like cow tags on deprivation hunts. Yep. So just be shooting an elk, just standing in an alfalfa field, just wait for a cow to separate.
Gotcha.
So I took a break. So I went on a 2-year mission for my church, and then in college I didn't hunt as much. And
where'd you go to school?
BYU, Idaho.
You did?
Yep.
Rexburg.
I did 3.5 years and then dropped out right before I got my degree. So I don't know if that was a good decision or not.
I had a college roommate that he ended up being my roommate, but I came home from school one day and there's just like 6'10" dude like in my house hanging out, big dude. I was like, "Hey, how's it going?" He's like, "Oh, good. My name's Joey." And I was like, "Oh, nice to meet you, Joey. What are you up to?" And he's like, "Oh, I was thinking about kind of moving in." He's like, "I'm friends with your buddy Brock that lives here." I was like, "Oh, what's up?" And we sat down, and like within 10 minutes, he's like, "Yeah, I just got kicked out of BYU, Idaho." I'm like, "Oh, honor code, right?" And he's like, "Yeah, you know how it is." Yeah. I was like, "Oh, we'll take you in St. George."
There you go.
We won't kick you out. But yeah, he lived on our floor for a long time, did pay rent.
Yeah, that's funny.
Really? Yeah. Jeez. Ended up being one of the funniest dudes I know. Just a genuinely super cool dude. Just way funny. Fast friends with Joey. But yeah,
that's funny.
BYU, Idaho anyway.
Yep.
So you went there for 3.5 years?
Yep.
Okay. Didn't get a degree? God, I can't talk today.
No, I don't actually even have my associates. Like I have like 100 and something credits.
Yeah.
But I didn't know you had to like go apply for an associate's. I have nothing. Like I literally have absolutely nothing.
Bunch of and education's what you got.
Yeah, you got an education.
No,
You saw the paperwork.
I don't have that either. People ask me stuff and I'm not very smart.
What were you studying?
So it started off as nursing.
Okay.
And then I did, I took one chemistry class. It was like chemistry, probably 101 or something. And then I was like, oh, okay, this is not going to be for me. And then I switched it to history education. I did that for a little bit. And then all the dudes in my classes were pretty weird and didn't smell good. So I switched to
Wait, what
finance.
department was that?
That was the history education.
Oh, yeah.
That was tough. So then I switched to finance, and that was where it really clicked, where I was like, okay, I'm going to drop out and just figure something else out because this is terrible.
Yeah. Your parents, they were okay with that?
No, they
No.
still actually, I think, don't like that.
You got siblings?
I have one younger sister.
Gotcha.
Yeah, she's going to school to be a doctor, so at least they got
You
one
were
kid
like,
that turned
hey,
out
carry,
okay.
carry,
They got
carry
what
the
they like.
torch.
Yeah.
Carry the torch. I think I first saw you with the reel with the dog.
Oh, yeah.
Is that, yeah, with the guy running. He's
Yep.
got the big, tough looking dog, full sprint, and then
Yep.
you're running with your little dog.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one
That
cracked
one
me
is
up.
pretty fun if you haven't seen it.
How many views do you think that has? Do you know?
I think it's got like 71 million or something
No
like
way.
that.
71 million.
Yep, 71 million people have seen me run in without my shirt on.
That's kind of like a weird thought to have in your head. Like, oh yeah, a lot of people saw me half naked.
Well, the nice thing is for my wife is she never gets worried. And I don't know what that says about me, but she's fine with me posting with as little clothes as I want. And I guess she feels secure somehow.
She runs with it.
Yeah.
What? Yeah, I mean, it's crazy. It's such a bizarre. Does that strike you as like really bizarre that you could touch that many people? Like that many people would have viewed you?
Oh, I don't think about it that way. Like
Really?
No, not at all. Like I don't. So I don't know. Like I try, I guess, on social media, but for me, the only number I really look at, and it's not like I like attach myself to it, but it's just like my monthly views on Instagram is I'm like, okay, I just want to make sure that this is always like around here. And so I know kind of like where I'm getting every month. And I'm like, okay, as long as I'm right there or more, then I'm good. And then some months will go higher and I'm like, oh, this is a really good month. But I never like really think, so like my floor is like 30. Like I always want to have like over 30 million views a month. And I'm like, but I never think like, oh, that's 30 million people that have seen my stuff. It's just like, that's a number that I'm trying to hit.
Right.
I don't know.
Might make it easier if you think about it that way rather than like people, because it's like, oh, that's kind of overwhelming.
That would weird me out. I got to be honest. It just like I still get weirded out. You know, like if somebody walks up to me and says my name, and
I don't like that.
wants to shake a hand, it's still just. I mean, it's great. I appreciate it, but it just always weirds me out. I'm like, really?
Yeah. There's like some stuff where I don't know. I don't have like so like this weekend, like yesterday, I got to hang out with like Rich Froning all day.
Right.
And that to me, I was like, why am I here? And so we went out to lunch, and it's so funny because I was like telling my wife, I'm like, dude, this is like, because Katie doesn't, like my wife doesn't know anything about CrossFit. And so I'm like, dude, this is Rich Froning. And so she's like looking him up and she's like,
yeah, he's a
why are you
big
here?
deal.
Like exactly. Like, and then there's like some other guy like there. I don't know. You're not. You guys into CrossFit at all?
No, man.
I follow it a little bit.
Okay,
I've
Buttery
only done it a
Bros.
handful of times.
None of those are.
No.
Who?
The Buttery Bros.
No.
Okay, huge in the space. But then like we went to lunch, and like the Buttery Bros are there, and
Are
I'm
they
like
the video guys who like do some videos?
yeah,
and
exactly.
interview? Okay,
Yep. Yep. So I'm like sitting there, I'm like, dude, it's the Buttery Bros, and then it's like they're
Buttery
like,
Bros.
who are they're like, what do you do? And I'm like, honestly, I shouldn't be here, dude. Like, so that to me is like weird, or like meeting people and then like them knowing who I am. Like Dan Staten, I was talking to him today, and to me, I'm like, whoa, dude, this is crazy. Like Dan knows who I am, which is crazy to me. Or like you guys, like I've seen your guys' stuff. Dan, I'm a huge fan of Dan's stuff, and so that to me, I'm like, man, this is just so weird to me that I
Try to
can.
kick him in the knee. That's what I keep wanting to do when I see him.
Dude, I don't think he
I
needs
see him
that.
in a knee brace.
Here's the thing about Dan. I went up and hung out with him for a day, and I realized, like he always says on his channel, that he's an intense guy. I think if you kicked him in his knee that he just had surgery on, he would still kill you.
Oh, I don't doubt that.
Dude, that guy is an intense dude.
Yeah,
I would not fight him.
Yeah, he is an intense guy. Yeah, fully agree. How was hanging out with him? Did you guys
That
go-
was cool.
Really?
Yeah, that was cool.
Right on. Did you do a full lift? And
Yep. That was where I decided I'm going to start trying to figure out how to get good at CrossFit, because that dude's like super fit.
Sure.
We did a workout. It was 3 rounds of 25 front squats, and every time you put the bar down, you had to do 10. I think it was just like box step overs, and then 25 cals on the assault bike. And it was just 3 rounds for time, and he picked up the bar and just did not touch it, like put it down a single time. And I was like, dude, this guy.
Yeah.
And he was done when I was at like round 1.5. He was done. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
he's
crazy.
super fit. He looks like he's carved out of stone. I mean, he's
Oh, yeah.
definitely.
Yeah, he's got to be like 1% body fat. Like
Yeah,
the
he
dude.
is definitely a fit dude, no doubt. Puts the time and effort in it for sure.
Yep.
Yeah, walks the walk.
Yep.
What got you into CrossFit?
That.
That?
Yeah,
Just that,
I
huh?
went up, worked out with him, and I'd always like.
How long ago has that been?
That was in July.
Okay.
So I like wanted to start doing CrossFit, but I would always tell my wife, I'm like, yeah, it looks so cool. I'll do that like maybe later, like when I'm fit, which is like the dumbest,
Yeah.
like just dumb. But then I went and worked out with him, and then I was like, wow, that workout was so hard. But I see that like that I can see applying to life and like hunting really like way better than anything I'm doing. So I just started going all in on it, and I've been doing it since July, and it's crazy. I've gotten a lot better just recently, to where I'm starting to be able to. So you guys know what RX a workout is?
Nope.
So you do the workout, but with the weight that's written on the board.
No.
So you don't have to like.
Right,
So
you
they'll
don't have
put
to
like
decrease it.
exactly.
to
So like
your
normally they'll
level.
say like, okay, here's the RX workout. It's like today, I went to a gym and it was 30 double unders and 15 snatches at 75, which is like super light on a snatch, but still I was like, oh, I can do that. I don't have to like use the woman's weight or whatever. So I'm just starting to get to do that, which is cool.
That'd be me with no weight.
I always consider myself a fairly like in shape guy.
Yeah.
Like the last time I did CrossFit was probably 10 years ago.
Yeah.
I did it like maybe 3 or 4 times, and like every time I got done doing it, I like had to like stop in the parking lot or like pull over driving because I'm like, I don't think I can safely drive right now. I think I'm like a danger to everyone else around me because like my body just is not working.
You
Like,
might pass out.
yeah, like literally
puke?
might pass out while I'm driving, and now I felt like I wanted to puke 100 times.
It's been a
Yeah.
hot minute.
But then, like
since
driving back, I'm like, I'm just wrecked. Like I can't think. My like vision's
Oh, yeah.
blurry, and like it does a lot of good things for you. But I never continued with it. But like the guys who can do it, like tons of respect.
We did a workout yesterday. So yesterday was it was a 30-minute workout. So it was 3 10-minute rounds. Then you rode 1,000 meters on the rower, and then you did 20 shuttle runs, like 25 feet down, 25 feet back, and then 30 wall balls with a 20-pound ball. And that workout, I like got on the rower and I started pulling the rower, and like Rich was right next to me, and he like came over or he was right behind me.
Is that kind of weird?
Oh, it was super
You're
weird.
like sitting next to this.
Like you're like, okay, this is the fittest dude in the world. I can't not like
Give it your all?
Give it my all.
Yeah.
And then Luke Parker, if you guys know, he was right next to me. And I'm like watching Luke. I'm like looking at his little monitor, and I'm like, okay. And like Luke's a CrossFit Games athlete, and I'm like freaking this fat guy that's on a rower, and I'm like trying to keep up with Luke. And Rich comes over and he's like, hey, buddy, you're going out too fast. I was like, nope. Don't worry, I got this. And Luke came off the road, and I
You're
came off
going out
right
too
after
fast.
him. And I remember standing up, like right after Luke, and I was like, oh my gosh, I'm in it. I am in it with freaking Luke. And I looked down at my watch, and my heart rate was 185, and it did not drop under 185 for the rest of that 30 minutes. And I did not keep up with Luke.
Yeah.
Have you ever watched any of the CrossFit Games?
Oh, yeah.
That's
yeah.
so cool to watch. Like even like
It's
I said,
crazy.
I don't do it, but like those guys are intense.
Yeah.
And all the gals do, like everyone doing it. It's like, poof.
Yep. You watch some
There's-
dude go freaking clean, like 350, just
Yeah.
like it's nothing. You're like, dude, I just don't understand
Were you
it.
working out before that? Before you started with Dan?
Yeah, so I ran. So I worked out. So
You said you ran an ultra, right? Is that?
Yeah, so I ran 2 last year. So the thing that's tough is like I've worked out for a while. I was even working out while I was 300 pounds, but I just
you were
like,
300?
Yeah, I got up to I got up to 3 bills.
No lie.
In 2021 or 2022, I was 300 pounds. So that's like. So the reason I started losing weight, so I'd gotten out of hunting for a while.
Yeah.
And I was living in Texas. You guys have been to Buc-ee's?
Oh,
Never.
have I?
You've never been
I've
to
always
Buc-ee's?
wanted to. Like,
I don't.
it's like a destination
Dude,
idea.
I don't
How
pass.
white trash are you?
I definitely fit in there.
Oh, dude, Bucky's is badass.
Apparently,
Dude.
I'm super white trash. If
I could
Bucky's
fit
is
in.
white trash, because I don't drive down the freeway
told my
and pass
girlfriend I want-
Bucky's. I stop.
dude.
I don't even care if I need anything. I'm stopping.
So when we went to Neville's wedding, there was one near there during
Yeah, I
Denver.
made it a
And
destination.
then I went to
in and out.
my girlfriend's family's from Florida. I went over
Okay.
there and we're like, I wanted to go there, but it was like 2 hours away. And I was like,
Oh,
can we
yeah.
make a 2-hour destination to go there? Like, they didn't think it was that big of a deal. But I'm like, I kind of want to go because I hear people talking about it all the time.
It's that big of a deal. You ought to go down to Texas and hunt this winter, and then go to a Bucky's, dude.
Yeah.
yeah,
Buc-ee's.
I need to. I want my picture taken.
Yeah, oh
Like,
yeah.
Buc-ee's is great.
So we lived right next to my drive to work was pretty long, and we lived right next to a Bucky's, and so I was in the Bucky's every day on the way to work, and then I'm driving a ton, so I started watching like Dan's stuff on YouTube, and I was like, man, elk hunting with a bow seems sweet. Like I'd always gone hunted growing up, and so I was like, man, I'm gonna try this bow thing. So I went to Archery Country in Austin and just like bought a bow, bought like everything I needed. And I'd had a bow when I was in high school, but it was like a 2016 or 2015 Nitrum Turbo, and it was like you draw that thing back and it's like
It's
fighting you. Yeah, so I went and got a new bow and stuff, and just actually I started watching your gear videos, and then I just bought everything. You're like, hey, use this. I was like, okay, I'll just
So
buy
you just
all
walked
this.
into a shop, bought a bow.
Yeah. Yep.
Really?
And so I started watching everything, and then I like get on Google and I said state with the most elk and easy tags, because I knew that was the path to success.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I went to Colorado, and I'm thinking like the whole drive up there.
Did you go alone?
No, I actually took my wife's younger brother with me.
Gotcha.
And
So you just went.
yeah, I just
That's
went.
really cool. Just
Bought an over the counter tag. And I got there, and then I saw like, it was so funny because I didn't think I was going to see anybody. And I went to this wilderness area, and I was like, dude, this is going to be great. So we parked at this trailhead, and we hiked 12 miles back into this wilderness. And at 10 miles, we passed this massive horse camp with wall tents. And I was like, oh, so there's people here. And then we camped on that, and there was hikers like constantly. So I was like, oh, okay, let's go somewhere else. And then I had the idea to ask one of the hikers, hey, where's a good spot to go hunt elk? And then he was like, go to this spot. I never see people there. Truck. It was crazy.
Really?
Yeah. So we were there for like 10 days and just like absolutely got wrecked. And I was 300 pounds. So I was like,
Wow.
that was like really hard. Like,
Did you have any idea going into that, like how physically demanding it might be?
Yeah.
No.
And like elevation, did it wreck you elevation wise? Like,
so I was actually fine, like with the elevation. My wife's brother got bad elevation sickness, but I was good for some reason, which was weird because I remember thinking a couple weeks before that, I was like, maybe I should start doing cardio or something, and did not.
a couple weeks before.
Yeah. I was like, maybe I should hop on like a stair
Better late
stepper
than
or
never.
something. Yeah. No, but I did not. So yeah, we got out there, and it's just like, I was like, man, this was like horrible. Like that was like really, really hard. But I really liked it too. So I was like, okay, well,
Seen
like
the
this
elk?
bow thing. No. Oh, actually, yeah, we did see elk. They were on a private field, and I was like, maybe I'll go knock on the door, like try to get permission. And then the tax address was different, and I was
Gotcha.
But then now I'm like, oh, they would not have told me yes.
Yeah.
So
That's wild. I'm always fascinated by people because I grew up in the West. My dad hunted, my brothers hunted. Like I grew up in it, and I had this concept of public land and animals on them and how they move and hunting. I'm always fascinated by people like yourself that have an idea, whether it's inspired within or they have some external video that they've watched and they're just like, you know what, I'm going to go do this thing. I just think it's so commendable. Like to me, it seems so intimidating, Like I think about whitetail hunting the same way. I'm like every year, I'm like, I'm going whitetail hunting. I'm going whitetail hunting. I'm going whitetail hunting. I'm not doing it yet because there's this like intimidation factor of like, how do I even start?
yep.
So I think it's awesome that people they're like, Google which state has the most elk, and I'm going. Like
Well,
that's
it's like-
crazy.
The thing that's tough, or that's been kind of tough the last couple of years, is to just like realizing I need to relearn everything. Because like I've killed elk, but it's like every elk I've ever shot has been in an alfalfa field, and so it's like you don't really know anything about how elk move, how to get close to them with a bow, but you think you do. So at first you're like, oh, the sun's gonna come up, I'm gonna rip off a bugle, and then they're gonna tell us exactly where they are, and then we're gonna go there. So it's been. I feel like I'm just now starting to kind of figure out.
Put the puzzle pieces together.
Yeah, exactly.
What did you learn after that first hunt, that first outing?
I learned a lot. I realized using maps to find spots to go to, and then hunting those areas. And also the more miles you cover doesn't always
Equate.
you're not, yeah. Like there's a lot of times where you think you're working, but you're actually not doing anything productive. You're just walking.
Hunt smarter, not harder, right?
Yep.
Is that kind of what was like a tipping point for you to like, oh man, I probably should get in some better shape?
100%. Yeah. I came home from that and I was like, man, I got to figure this thing out. If I want to do that for the rest of my life, I've got to not be 300 pounds. Because the thing about being 300 pounds, like you don't get there overnight. It's like, my shirt doesn't fit anymore. I'm going to go buy another one that's
my
bigger.
My button's kind of not the same.
And then it's like
the little tug.
No one ever stops too. It's like if I would have just let myself keep going, it would have been like right now I'd be probably 350. And then it's like, okay, well, you used to life at 350. Now you're 360. And every year you start packing on 5-10 pounds.
Do you remember a moment? Because I'm curious about this. I've been on diets, of course. I need to lose some weight right now. I'm kind of I'm on the uptick right now. I just been eating. These guys went on a hike this morning, and I was like, I ain't getting out of bed. The times in my life when I have done it, there's like a trigger that trips, like in my brain, and it's like a hard set. It's like I am 100% committed to this thing.
Yeah,
and you kind of know it, you feel it, but I can't really identify what it is and how to do it consistently. Yeah. Do you remember like a moment where like it tripped for you and you're like, yeah, this is it?
I don't know. So I'm really like on or off. Like I think I'm like I may have like a binge eating or something. Like, I don't know. Like, I'm not really like a big like eating disorder guy, but like if I decide like, hey, I'm going to eat good, like that's it. Like you can put something in front of me.
Won't eat it.
That's it. Yeah. But if I decide like, hey, today's a cheat day, I'll go to a gas station like 15 times and buy like, I'm like 15 bags of trolley gummy bears deep. And it's,
I love them.
Yeah. Did you love it? The trolleys, the bursting trolleys are crazy.
Yeah. Black Forest. I love those.
Yeah. The Black Forest.
Yeah. I love gummy peach
oatmeal
rings.
cream. I'm a huge oatmeal cream pie guy.
Brady doesn't eat sugar at all.
I don't know what you guys were even talking about.
I took him
to oatmeal cream pies. I've heard of those, but I've never heard of these other
things. I took him to the Cheesecake Factory 2 nights ago. He'd never been.
That's the first time I've been to the Cheesecake Factory.
I was like, you got to try a piece of
Everyone
cheesecake.
kept making fun of me. I'm like, I just don't get out much. Like,
and then they
in my own bubble.
They have the calorie amount on each piece, right?
Yeah.
So like when you order, and what was the
1,860 calories for one slice?
Every one of them over 1,000.
Yeah, and I was like, dude, some people don't even eat that many calories in a day.
Dude, I was like telling someone this the other day. It's so funny to me. Like you can tell when people have never been fat because like to you guys, like both of you guys are like not like I can tell like neither of you have ever been overweight. Like you're not overweight.
I've been 228.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but like you're tall. Like
I got to 228 right out of college. Took a job doing like oil and gas biological clearances, and then same thing. I was on the road all the time.
Yeah.
And just every gas station I stopped at, I ate.
Yeah, but at 228, I mean, I feel like you'd probably hold it well.
Yeah,
but
I see pictures of myself, and I was like, oh wow.
That's funny. Yeah. It's like funny to me though, because I'm like, dang, 1,000 calories, dude. I could go probably pound, like no joke. Like I know I could eat like 10 of those cheesecakes right now. Like, I don't know. It's like different. So you gotta, I don't know. People ask me a bunch. They're like, how do you stay motivated? How do you get like motivation? It's like, dude, you can't. Like you just have to know that you're never gonna not want to go just crush cheesecake at the Cheesecake Factory and just not give a single F about calories. But like you have to like, okay, I'm not gonna do that.
Do you think it builds and it compounds, like your self-discipline? Or do you have days where you're just like, I'm okay, but then you can get back on the horse?
For some people, probably. Not for me. Like I feel like I'm pretty consistent. Like I'll have like right now, like if you put a 4-pack of Crumble in front of me, it would be gone so fast. But like I won't go buy the Crumble because I know that's what I'll do.
Right.
So I don't think I have like very good self-control. I just like know that though, so I won't buy the stuff.
You cut it off at the pass?
Yep.
Yeah, that's interesting. That's the hard part for me. It's just like, and it's weird. I can't get it. I'm either on or off.
Yeah.
And once I get on, I'm great.
Yeah.
But if I get off, it's just like, I can't trip that trigger.
Yeah.
It's just like, I need a hard reset sometimes. I'm at a point. And usually it's something like we're going to go to New Zealand. Sounds like in May.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
And go. And I know these guys have been getting after it. Omar's getting ready to run 100 miles here pretty quick. And, Brady's running all the time. And yeah, it just is like added motivation for me. I'm like, all right, it's probably time to throw the brakes on and get back to it.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's it. Were you super sore when you started like working out? Like back into it?
So I don't know. Cause I'd been going to the gym and stuff, but I would be like,
I don't mean this to be all about fitness, but I'm genuinely curious.
Like, so the only thing I really changed, like, cause I was going to the gym, I would do like Monday would be like chest, Tuesday would be back, and then Wednesday would be sort of legs, but not really. And then I would just hit repeat. But
how'd you know what to do? Did you lift in high school? Did you play sports in high school?
No, I did try to play sports. The moment I realized I should stop playing sports was when I was at JV. I was playing JV as a junior, and I was like, man, this is bad. Like, you couldn't get cut from football in my school, but you could play JV as a junior.
Yeah.
And I was like, dude, this is like this is not good.
One of my favorite quotes about JV is I got this buddy. He's actually a conservation officer here in Utah. And at one point we had like an intramural, like a softball team, city league team. And we were all sitting around talking like, who's played? And did you play high school? And somebody said something like, oh, did you play JV? And he's like, JV, never heard of it. But I say that all the time to my kids. I'm like, JV, never heard of it.
That's funny. I've heard of it, dude. I was there. And it's tough, too, when you're not even, like, good on JV, but you're a junior and everybody else is a freshman. You're like, dude.
Like, I'm going to dominate you.
Yeah, you're not, dude.
Gotcha. But weightlifting? Like you
in college for a little bit, I got pretty strong. But I would just, like, doing, like, push, like, kind of like powerlifting type stuff, I guess. Like, I would just bench, overhead press, deadlift, and sort of squat. So I kind of knew like more or less like how to like do like push and pull. So I was just pretty much doing that. And then when I wanted to start losing weight, I started running and just kind of throwing that in the mix.
Was that hard?
Yeah, that was super hard. Like I remember I could look back, I probably got the stats on my Garmin, but like 15, like 16-minute miles, like at first, stuff like that.
How far did you start? Did you like set a goal? Like I'm going to run a mile or?
Yeah, it'd be like, I'm going to run a mile, but it'd be like, walk a mile. Like it'd be like run for a a little bit till I get tired and then start walking and then
ease your way in.
Yeah. Yeah.
Gotcha.
And then just kind of build up from there.
Starting running from no base is kind of just going to destroy you.
I honestly probably wouldn't recommend fat people do that. Like I think that if you want to lose weight and you're fat, like do not go start running. Like hop on like an elliptical or like a stair climber and then like lose some weight first because I think it's pretty bad for your joints.
Yeah.
I hope I don't have any like residual problems in my joints because of that, but I don't know, because at 300 pounds I think the roads are not your place, but I did it, so I mean you can do it, but just don't know how smart it is.
I've been watching lately, like you're getting after it.
Yeah, I've got a bunch of stuff this year. I've got so I ran 2 ultras last year and I had a lot of fun doing them. So I'm gonna do another couple this year. I've got a High Rocks that's coming up.
What's the mindset? Like I gotta be honest, man. The balls to sign up for something like that. Like I'm not signing up for it. Like it's pretty gnarly.
I'm not like a mindset guy. Like
you must be. You'd have to be.
Because I don't know. I think like so some people I've talked to, and it's so funny because some people have been like, dude, you're running these ultras, like you got like, are you like, is it like the David Goggins thing? Like you're trying to be hard, and I'm like, dude, I think that's
hard.
super. I don't get into like the mindset thing at all. Like I think that for me, it's like, when I was like, because I've always been fat. Like I remember you just kind of like hold on to memories. Like I remember one time my buddy was like flexing and it was like, we were in like 8th grade or something. And this girl was like, wow, you have huge muscles. And I was like I just never had any experiences like that. Like, cause I was always the fat kid. And then so now I'm like, I can go sign up and run an ultra. Like, that's great. Like, I just want to be able to do that.
Yeah.
To like, not even like to prove to myself, but sort of to prove to myself.
Sure.
And another thing I think about too is that, I think about this a lot is like when I have kids, I want my kids to like listen to me when I tell them stuff. And I feel like the best, which like I don't have kids, so I don't know if this is like good or not, like logic. But I feel like if I can do a bunch of cool stuff, then my kids will be like, oh, my dad's cool. Maybe I'll listen to him.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I'm probably a real half-rate parent myself, but I think the best thing that you can do is model whatever it is that you would like them to try to emulate.
Yeah.
And if you get up early in the morning and you go running, I don't think your kid necessarily has to go with it. And I've never made my kids, but I think they just see it.
Yep.
You know?
They see the passion, the drive, the motivation to do something, to strive at something hard.
Yeah, I think it's always been really important to me. We talked about it a little bit on this last podcast, but it's always been important to just kind of show my kids that I'm passionate about something. And I'm going to pursue it and do it. And I think you should too. And I don't care what it is, but find whatever it is and go after it. Right?
Yeah.
That's my hope. You don't have kids yet, then, huh?
No. We so my wife and I, when we got married, we wanted to do like 5 years, just like
See
really
if it
get to
worked
know
out.
each other. Yeah, see if it worked out. Yeah.
I'm just kidding. She's sitting right here, by the way.
We wanted to see if she was gonna realize like, oh wow, I made like this was not a good move.
Nope.
Honestly, like I think back to like when I first met my wife, the way that like things worked out. We were in this accounting class together, and she was like, "Do you want to study for accounting?" I was like, "Not really." So we never did, but she like loaded me up on the answers for anything I needed, and I passed that class with a C. And I was like, I just like think back to that. I'm like, why did she think this dude who's barely getting a C, only getting a C because of me, I'm gonna marry this guy? That's like it's a crazy
It's
move.
the charm.
Like it worked great for me, but that was a crazy move.
Charming. A real charmer.
I just hope she doesn't ever wake up.
Yeah.
She's sitting right here. I'm not just saying that she's sitting here. Like I think that.
So you got into, did you like archery from the get-go?
Yeah, oh yeah. I loved archery. Like I don't know. There's something about shooting a bow
Yeah.
where like, so I don't know. I think shooting a bow is is kind of similar to why I'm so into CrossFit right now. I guess I love getting better at stuff because I mean, with a bow, there's so many little things. Like I was looking at a video of myself the other day from 2022 when I first got back in archery, and I'm death gripping the riser, and my release looks like it's like bam, and then it goes off, and then now, I would say, I mean, I'm pretty confident right now. Like I shoot a lot. And I've got like a process and everything, not really, but like sorta.
Sure.
And it's just crazy. Like it's crazy how much you can progress. But then right now, like if I went and shot against like probably you guys, I mean, you guys could probably wipe the floor with me. And so it's cool because it's a never ending pursuit.
Yeah,
And then there's so many little details to it. Yep.
Yeah, I mean, 20 some years I talked about it recently, but like I'm still learning.
Yep.
I'm still learning like little things and trying and tinkering and just try to get a little bit better, a little bit of a hole, just try to get a hole on it. It's fun, man.
That was fun. You can tinker a lot.
Yeah.
You
Oh,
can
the
just
tinkering
do sort of
side of
different things.
it's-
Like you said, just even your anchor point, how you hold the bow or
Yep.
Yeah,
know.
tinkering's endless, man. It'll go on and on. You got your own bow press and stuff? Do your own
No,
work?
no, I probably should. I just like, I don't know. Cause I like going to shops.
It's a good hang.
Yeah, it's cool. Like I really like going and hanging out at a shop. The problem is I feel like not everywhere in the country has good shops. And so like I'm pretty good friends with the archery country guys.
Yep.
Archery country is like the stuff. Like I mean, Joe Rogan gets his stuff worked on there. Like those guys, everyone in that shop knows a ton.
In and out.
But if you don't have a shop like that, I don't know. It's just maybe I should.
It's fun. It's another layer.
Yeah.
Everybody starts. I did the same thing. Started with fletching my own arrows, built my own arrows, bought a saw, got a saw. Then I was like one day, man, I need to change out a peep, or I want to monkey around with, cam timing or something, or check my draw length. I started hearing like, oh, your draw length's really important to how accurate you might be,
Yeah.
And I started reading about that, and I was like, I just need to buy a press. I got a press, and then got into it. And the further you get into it, the better, the more fun it is, because then you can start messing with all kinds of things.
Yep.
Yeah, when you know the ins and outs of how it works, I feel like it just makes you that much of a better shot.
Yep.
If like, okay, this is wrong, I can go change it real quick.
Yeah.
But like you said, like that archery shop vibe, we were talking about that earlier. Like, there's certain places in the country that seem like they have like a cool vibe at an archery shop. Like you want to go hang out there.
Yep.
Like
I
a community.
was telling our last guest that I was lucky enough to go to Wisconsin. I got to tour the Matthews factory and walk around, did the full tour. And then like one day, midday, they took me to their local archery shop that's like they're in town. And I walked in and I was like, what is this? This is heaven. Because they had like a full bar. They had like a cafe.
Yeah.
They had lunchtime leagues going on. So there's guys shooting bows, lunchtime league. People are having burgers, having beers. Like the shop is fully running, they're working on bows and pressing them. It was like a total hang. There were probably 50 people there.
That's cool.
I was like, man, this is amazing. I think I'm in love with Wisconsin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's how like archery country is too. Like they'll grill meat on Saturdays. People are just hanging out. I saw Joe Rogan there one time. He was close enough I could have touched him.
Did you reach out and give him a little squeeze?
No, that was the only time though where I was like, whoa. Dude, actually that's not true. Yesterday when I met Rich Froning, I was also like that.
Yeah.
I told my wife, we were pulling up and I was like, Katie, I'm really nervous to meet Rich Froning. And then she was like, you don't need to be nervous. He puts his pants on the same way as you. And I was like, Yeah, that's not true. He's actually like world's fittest man ever.
You're like, his pants look so much better on him than they do on me.
Yeah. Katie was like, so we were watching him work out and stuff. She goes, it's crazy because you're doing like the same stuff as him, but he's just doing it like so much faster and easier.
Yeah, that's funny. Did you keep hunting elk every year after that?
Yeah. So Colorado. Next year I went up to Oregon, and I hunted in Oregon 2 years ago. I did not get into anything in Oregon, but I found some cool habitat. And then last year I should have hunted in Oregon.
You hunting Rosies?
No. They
Gotcha.
were. It was the east side. They were Rockies. Yeah. And then so last year I hunted in Idaho, and I saw an elk. I got really close to it, and it was a calf. And I was thinking, this calf is probably with more elk, but I never saw the more elk. So I put up a camera there and saw that calf on camera several other times by herself. So,
Really?
Yeah, it was weird. It was super weird. I think there's like a blur, and it's definitely an elk, and there's a blur, and it's not a calf, so there was definitely something else in there, but
A wolf chasing after it.
it's kind of weird.
The only one left.
Yeah. But
Pessimist.
then we got on a bull. We actually got on a bull last year, my buddy and I, on the very last day, and that was cool. But then he so it was in the morning, and then this bull went up and embedded, and we kind of saw more or less where he went into this timber, and the wind was going straight at him. So we went back down, and we were just planning on waiting and then going back in. And then the Forest Service put notes on our cars and told us we had to leave.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so that was devastating.
Why?
So there was a ton of fires where I was
Fire
hunting
danger?
last year.
Yeah, gotcha.
Yep.
Yeah, that can get sketch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, last year was tough. There's so much smoke and fire, but last year was cool though too, because I found some other spots. Actually, it was from watching you. So I was watching a How to E-Scout video, but it was on September
Brady,
15th.
If it was E-Scouting.
Oh,
You
okay.
actually did one too.
Oh, did I do one?
I'm
you
pretty
doing
sure
back
it was
in the-
your.
Yeah.
But I was watching this video on September 15th, so that's probably not the time that you should E-Scout. But I was because I'm not
Better late
running
than
into
never.
anything, and then I was like, oh, so if I look at a topo, a hybrid map or a topo map, and then look where the lines are spaced far apart, where it's flat and there's water, and there's adjacent timber, that's gonna be maybe a good spot to look. And so I started going to spots like that, and I was like, there's tracks and fresh poop here. This is great.
Right.
Yeah.
But I never found a spot like that while there were elk in it, but I was way closer.
Yeah.
So I was like, dude, this is great. So, yeah.
They can move, man. Yeah, they
Yep.
can be there one day and 4 or 5 miles further the next, and they might just kind of run back through. Especially once they start rutting, they just move so much. It feels
Yeah.
like. What do you like about hunting? What keeps you on the journey? You're pretty committed to it.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I mean, I'm pretty committed to it. I don't know. I care about I literally have 4 things I care about, and hunting is one of them. So I don't know. I don't know if there's necessarily a thing. I feel, I know this isn't a religious podcast, but
It can be.
I really feel super connected with God when I'm out in nature. It's the only place where I really have no distractions. I'm not on my phone. I'm not listening to music. I'm not my wife's not telling me to go do stuff. I'm not I don't feel like I have anything else to do.
She's pretty bossy.
No, she's not bossy at all.
I'm kidding.
But it's I don't feel like I have anything else, so I can kind of be in the moment. And yeah, I've had some really cool experiences out in nature, and I don't know. I just feel I also feel this kind of sounds weird too, but I feel like we're supposed to do that. I think hunting is just one of those things where we're supposed to be out. We're supposed to get our own food. And then I mean, wild game meat too. I from a nutrition standpoint, it's crazy. I'll go log a sirloin. Sirloin's pretty lean. You log that on MyFitnessPal, but then you log a back strap off a deer, and you're like, whoa, there's 0 fat in this. There's way more protein.
Do you track everything in something like that?
Oh yeah, I track everything.
Really?
Yep.
In your diet?
Yep.
How long you been doing that?
Since 2022.
Wow.
I'll go through a few. I'll go hey, I'm not gonna track this day, or this week I'm not tracking. But yeah, I'm everything I track.
Dialed.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah, I think I have to be I can't not if I. Some people are like, oh yeah, I just did the carnivore thing, and it's so funny. I listen to people who are like, you can't eat 1,200 calories of ribeye, and I'm like, dude, yes, I could go smash a 24-ounce of ribeye right now and leave nothing, dude. So I just for me, I have to track.
Yeah. Yeah,
So-
the only time I've ever been really successful at it is because I was tracking it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What were you
So,
saying?
I was gonna say, like, so you hunted Colorado and Oregon,
Yeah, in Idaho.
Idaho.
Yep.
What do you think when you go into like new states and new places, like the biggest barrier of entry is to like just going out and trying it? That you've noticed?
You know, honestly, I think it's the same for anything people do. They just don't do it. Like, I mean, I hunted Idaho, and I always hunt by myself. I don't have like anyone that I ever hunt with, so I'm always out by myself. Except that in Colorado, I hunted with my brother-in-law. But I think people just in general are like kind of nervous to do things. Like, I just don't know enough about Idaho. But there's elk everywhere. I think I kind of realized that this year. Like, I didn't get into any, but I realized like from just talking to so many people, like this year was kind of cool because I could kind of connect with different people that knew a lot more than me. So I'm like, hey, dude, what do I do like on this? And like, then I started realizing, I was like, oh, a lot of these people, it's like freaking throw a dart at a map and there's gonna be elk probably close to that. You just got to go and kind of, once you look in this area, you're like, okay, I'm gonna go check here, here, and here. But I don't know. I think people just like kind of get nervous about going and trying a new spot.
Yeah, there's an intimidation factor there. It's hard to get over. That's why I'm so interested in people that just do it.
Yeah.
They just go do it.
My wife and I are just kind of like that though. That's just kind of how we live our lives.
Really?
Like so my second year elk hunting, with a bow myself this couple years ago, I was in Oregon. I finished up. My wife flew into Boise. We were living in Texas at the time, and my wife flew into Boise, and we looked at like 2 houses and bought the third one. Like it was just
did it.
Yeah, we're just kind of fly by the seat of our pants, people. And now we like regret that a ton, and that was not a good decision. But like you're gonna.
That's how you learn, though, right?
Yeah, that's why I think like I'm 26.
If you never take the step, you never learn anything. You never go. You never do it.
Yeah, I actually just failed my like 3rd business or something, so I'm over 3 right now. And I don't know. I just like I've messed up a bunch of stuff. And at some point, I'm going to stop messing up, and then I'll something will be right. But
you learn so much during that, doing anything random and tough and hard. And
yep.
experiences.
Are you at a point in social media you making a living from it?
No, not even close. No, right now
I don't know anything about it. So
I have right now all cards on the table. I make $750 a month from one company, and then you guys pay me not that much for the year.
Gotcha. Do you want to do something with that? Is there a goal long term? Have you thought like, oh, I could make this something?
Oh yeah, I mean, I'd love to for sure.
Right.
Like that's like right. Like,
you enjoy it
the
enough?
Dream job. Oh yeah, I absolutely love it. Like that'd be like for sure the dream job. I also think though that I will never only rely on social media income because at the end of the day, it's like if Instagram gets deleted in the U.S., like I don't want to be. Trying to figure out how I'm gonna, exactly. Yeah. So I think I'll probably always have multiple deals going on, but. And
you like it? Like, do you ever get exhausted by it?
The social media stuff? Oh, I love it. Yeah, I think it's like the coolest thing ever.
Right.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah. When's the last time you posted on social media, Trail?
It's been over a year.
I think it's been longer.
For sure. Definitely been over a year.
That's funny.
It's like it stresses me out. I don't know why even the thought of it. But I'm older. Like I'm 45. I didn't grow up with that. I didn't get my first phone until I was 26. It was like an old Nokia, like little egg.
It's almost weren't even invented.
The egg-looking phones. You know what I mean? So I was your age when I got my first cell phone, and then like smartphones didn't come along in social media. Like I was way out to lunch. Like I remember when email came around, and I was like, "What? I don't even get it. What do you mean email? Like what does that mean? I don't even understand what you're saying." I'm like,
That's
mail
funny.
I get, but not email by any means. But yeah, I don't know, man. It just doesn't resonate with me. It just stresses me out thinking about it. I probably overanalyze it. Like, what would people think if I posted it? Do I care? Probably, obviously, I do. I post, but is there any part of that ever? Do you care?
No, I care probably too little. Like,
which I think you got to, right?
Yeah, you can't really read the comments and like take it to heart or like the negative side of things.
I actually read every comment, and then all the negative ones I screenshot, and then weekly I shoot my bow with like the shortest, tightest like. So my buddy was like a ranger in the army, and he gave me these ranger panties in a size small. So I wear like it looks like I'm wearing freaking nothing, and then I read their comments out loud because
that's a date night.
I could not care less. Like people, like I grew up pretty white trash, and like I don't know, like I just do not care. My self-image probably isn't that great either, but I don't know. Like no one can say anything that I probably haven't thought worse about myself, so I really could not care less what anyone says. Yeah. The only thing though, there has been a couple people that have said like mean things about my wife, and then I want to go kill them, but I can't, so I just delete their comments and block them.
Cool.
Yeah.
It's a nasty place. It can be.
Yeah, not cool.
Good from it, but a lot of weirdos.
Yeah.
You, what's your plans for social media? Do you keep doing it? You keep working at it? How
Yeah,
often do you put? Do you have like? Do you just like fly by the seat of your pants and like, man, whenever I'm feeling something?
Yeah. Like, so I'll, like I have an app or like a note on my phone, and whenever I have an idea pop in my head, I'll just write it down in a note. But I try to post I post way too much. Probably I post like 2 or 3 times a day.
Gotcha. When do you get your best ideas?
Dude, never like consistently. Yeah, just super random. Like today, I was walking into the gym and I was like, "Oh, this is a really good idea." And I wrote this down, and then I was working out, and then Rich and I filmed something this morning, and then on the way over here to the expo, I was thinking, today's Valentine's Day. What do I love more than anything in the world? White Monster. And so then I made a little reel about white monsters and Valentine's Day. I love my wife, but
Love white monsters.
if monster, like if it was her, the white monster would be a tough. I'd miss her.
A tough one, huh?
Yeah, she's just laughing over there.
You got plans for this year?
Like for hunting?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So that is one thing that's been cool is I've been able to like network or whatever you call it.
Make
Like
connections.
I get invited to a ton of stuff.
Sure.
Which I am not in a position to like ever turn down an invite. So I'm like, dude, yes, I will do that. So so I found this like killer turkey spot in Idaho that we're gonna go hunt turkeys. And then actually my wife just got a bow too, so a lot of this will be both of us.
You just got a bow?
Lloyd's sending me one.
Oh, right on.
Oh, heck
Yeah.
yeah.
That's awesome. Excited
Sponsored.
I'm stoked. Yeah, I've shot 2 arrows.
Ever.
Ever.
Gotcha.
You're gonna be addicted quick.
Yeah, I bet.
So far, this is how our training has gone. We went to Shields so Katie could get measured because I've got some weird. We went to Shields. I know it's not like no one goes to Shields. You go to your small shops, but in Boise, there's not that many great options.
Chill's Pro Shop is a decent shop.
Yeah, so the dude in Shields, Boise, really knows his stuff.
For sure.
Good dude. He actually shoots
I know people that work
competitively.
at Shills that are legit technicians. Like, there's
Yeah.
some dudes at Shills that can monkey.
Shields is not like a Cabela's. Like Cabela's is like,
Yeah.
that's like bottom of the barrel. But so we went in there, and this dude was like, he didn't want to like overstep his boundaries or anything. So he measured her out and he gave her the bow, and he was like, hey, like obviously you know kind of a lot about bows, so if you want to talk to her. And this was like my instruction. I said, Katie, draw this bow, and then let me see what you do wrong, and then I'll tell you. And she's like, I don't know how to draw a bow. And I was like, oh my gosh, it's not that hard. You freaking pull and push, and it settles down, and then you just pull it up to your face. And she's like, that doesn't make any sense. I was like, dude, watch this. So I draw it, hand her the bow. She figures it out. She gets it back, and I was like, stop gripping the front of the bow. What are you doing? And she's like, what do you mean? And I'm like, and then look, your arm is rotated into the string. It's going to hit you in the arm. Rotate your arm out and let go of the bow. And she's like, what do you mean? Like, and so I grabbed it back and I was like, dude, no, watch. My arm is rotated and I'm not touching the front of the riser. My hand is open. The pressure of pulling the bow back is holding. And then I realized I was like, oh, we're just going to fight.
Yeah.
So she needs to get archery lessons
From somebody at third party. That's like teaching my kids, same thing.
Oh, I bet.
Yeah, some of them are a little more open to it than others. The younger you catch them, the better. They're
Yeah.
like the older they get, they're like in their ways, you know, they know
Oh,
better.
yeah.
When they get to be teenagers, they know everything. So,
Yep.
do you want to hear a story about buying my wife a bow?
Yeah.
Yeah, so my wife and I had been married like maybe 3 years, and I was big into bow hunting. That's what I
Yeah.
did, right? So even the first year I was married, we got married. We met and married pretty quick, like 6 months, right? Maybe
how it goes.
maybe a year. Yeah, which will tell you a lot about where I'm from. So, yeah, I got married, and then I had an elk tag that year that I drew, and I told my wife, yeah, I have this elk tag in September, and you know it's really important to me. And she's like, okay, cool. And you know her family hunted, and then I found out later she was like, our family dabbled. Like this is a whole other thing, you know.
Yeah.
But like pretty early, I set a precedence that like, yeah, this is kind of like what I do. I'm going to disappear probably for a month, maybe of September, and I'm going to hunt, you know.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, probably 3-4 years into it, I was like, oh, I'm going to get my wife a bow. Maybe it'd be something that we could do together. So I went all out for Christmas. I got her brand new Matthews bow.
Yeah.
I did custom strings. They were like colors she liked. I did arrows, the whole nine, right? And we did Christmas that year at my brother's house. We went to Idaho and rented a cabin. Garden Valley. Yeah, so we were up there, rented this cabin. Perfect settings, snowy. It's like magic Christmas, you know?
Yeah.
And hit the bow, did the whole Christmas morning thing. And yeah, she like peeled back this curtain and there's this bow hanging there. And like it was the biggest flop on planet Earth. She just sat there and looked at it like, what is that? And I was like, oh, it's a bow. We're going to shoot bows together. And she's like, I don't want to shoot a bow. And I was like, I don't want to. You don't? You have to. It's amazing. And she's like,
best feeling ever.
I'm not really into that. And I was like, okay, well, let's give it a shot. So she went out probably 2 or 3 times, but it never took hold. So yeah, always ask. That'd be my advice.
Yeah.
All that effort and the work, and you in your head, it's like this greatest Christmas.
Oh,
ever.
I was so excited. Yeah. And
That's funny.
it was a massive fail. But
So I didn't want to like do that.
yeah,
so
smart. I wouldn't recommend it.
This year I was like, hey, let's get you a rifle tag and we'll see if you like. Well, the first thing when we were living down in Texas, we were buying a bunch of meat because obviously I was not successful at hunting, so we needed meat. And so we booked this hunt, and they were for these wild cows. And
really?
yeah,
Interesting.
they were wild. Like they weren't like tame. Like they would, so it was funny because we met this Mexican dude at this ranch, and he was like, man, these cows are not like normal cows. These cows are wild, man. They run, and I can't find them. We might not even see one today. And I was like, okay, like you don't have to sell it that hard. But then we'd pull up on this side by side, and these cows would just take off. And he was like, you see what I'm saying, man? They don't like people. And
They're all over Australia, right? Yeah. Like
I was gonna have Katie like shoot this thing to see if she liked shooting something, and she, sure enough, we pulled up and there's like a group in an opening. So they were coming across, and there was like this black one standing there, and he was like, shoot that black cow, shoot the black one, and she's like, no, I think I want that orange one. It just drops this thing, and I was like,
really?
Oh, dude, it's great. She likes killing stuff. So this year, I was like, hey, let's get your rifle deer tag, and we'll see if you like shooting deer, and then if you like doing that, let's get you into bow hunting. And so I shot like the world's smallest forky this year, like
nice.
Really small deer, but it was my first deer on public land.
That's awesome. Pretty stoked?
Yeah, I was stoked out of my mind.
Yeah.
I'm stoked like just to see deer every time. Like I was at my buddy's place in Texas this year, and we were driving around, and I was like, dude, stop. And he's like, it's like a doe, dude. And I was like, no, let me see it. And I'm just like, I get like really giddy about stuff.
You're like, confirmed, it's a doe. We can move on.
Yeah, exactly. But it was, I was stoked. But so Katie, we got her a tag, and it was fun. We went out. So I didn't realize the season already started. I thought it started like a week later. And then I was like, oh crap, like it started, like let's go.
Yeah.
So we went to this unit, and it was just like a general tag. So we pull up to this trailhead a little bit later than I wanted. Like the sun, it wasn't up, but it was light. And there's 10 trucks at this trailhead, and I was like, oh gosh, like this is brutal. So we went in there and we poked around a little bit, and we saw a few does, but then we were like, let's just pull out and we'll go do something else. So Katie wanted to see her grandma that weekend, or her brother wanted to see their grandma. So it was like kind of random. She lives in this other spot in Idaho that was it was kind of like 4 hours from our house. And so we drive down there, and then on the way, her cousin was like, hey, you should talk to this guy. I know he's got some stuff. So anyway, we ended up getting permission on this guy's land, and we were walking in, and I was like, yeah, let's check this little area out. This looks like it could be a good spot. And we were walking down this fence line, and there's this little forky standing there, and I was like, I just start losing my mind. I'm like, Katie, you gotta shoot this thing. So she pulls up, and she's looking at this thing, and it's like 50 yards from us, and she's like, the scope's on 9, and she's like, I don't like see him super good. Should I still shoot it? And I was like, no, don't shoot this deer.
Yeah.
So she pulls down, and he jumps over the fence and goes on the neighbor's property. And I was like, hey, he didn't like spook. He's just across the fence. Let's go back around this little hill, and then we'll walk down this fence line, and then he's going to be standing right there, and you'll shoot him. So we did this thing, and then we're walking down this fence line. It was dark. It wasn't dark yet, but it was going to be dark by the time we finished this walk. And we're walking, and then I'm thinking I'm going to see this forky, and so we're going pretty slow, and I'm pretty excited. Like I'm more excited than she is
For sure.
And
I've been there.
then all of a sudden, this buck like pokes his head up, and then here, can you pull it up? This one buck pokes his head up that I never even saw, and I was like, I'm like having a heart attack. It's bigger than everything I've ever shot.
Yeah.
And so I'm like freaking out, and I'm like, Katie, wait. Because all we could see was like here up, and I was like, it was funny. I was like, I don't want you to shoot in the head because I want you to ruin the Euro. So I was like,
No headshots.
he's gonna take 2 steps and then shoot him. And sure enough, and it's like funny because like if you say something like that and you're with your wife who's never hunted, she thinks you're like,
She
you're
thinks you're
him.
calling, you're calling the shots.
You're the guy.
Sure enough,
You're like, we're in the Matrix here. I'm running
1,
the game.
2, neck up, and she's like, should I shoot the neck? And I was like, yep. And she nailed it. And so it was awesome. Perfect shot. He dropped him.
You're 2 for 2 then.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Show him the.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Yes. This is her first buck.
Oh, yeah. Great buck.
Oh,
That's
that's an
awesome.
awesome buck.
Yeah.
That was last year?
Yeah.
Just this
super
last
cool.
fall?
Yeah, October. Yeah.
Huh.
Do you like it?
Yeah, I liked it. He was more excited than I was.
Yeah.
I liked it. I wouldn't say I wasn't passionate about it, but I
Sure.
liked it a lot.
Yeah,
yeah.
But I like spending time with him. so-
Right.
Yeah, spending time with him together, you can see his reaction, emotion. Like that's the cool
When
thing.
Katie shot, I tackled her, and that deer, when she shot it, I'm pretty sure it was like, it might have been 225 or something. And then we got up to it, and it was like, not 225, but it might as well have been. I was over the moon.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fun.
That was cool. That was a cool, yeah. Like I was really excited when I shot my buck, but this year, but I was way more excited when Katie shot hers. It's,
Yeah.
I don't know.
I kind
It was
of
cool.
I feel the same way a lot of times when I hunt with like my family, my brothers. Mm-hmm. Like I'm always trying to convince them to shoot something because
Yeah.
I'm so jacked for them. And I was like, I probably wouldn't do that by myself. I'm like, okay, I'm going to hold up for something else. But I'm like, oh, you should shoot that one. We're not going to find one bigger. Guarantee we're not going to find one bigger because I'm just amped up. I want to see them be successful and have fun. And like obviously they can make their own decision too. But I'm like, yep, we should shoot that one.
Yep.
It's right there,
That's what
perfect
taking
spot.
new
Dad's right
hunters-
with us. We can all be together. Like best time ever. And it's like that's what hunting's all about.
Yeah.
Like, sharing that emotion.
It's funny to me too, because like people, and like this is kind of like, I don't know, this is a little bit more of an unpopular opinion. A lot of people are like, oh, it's not about the kill, it's not about the kill. And I'm like, dude, like I don't know. To me, it really is. Like, like I hate coming home without an elk, and that sucks. And then like I'm kind of starting to figure out like I can be successful. Like I've killed deer with my bow the last 2 years, and so I'm like, okay, like I'm starting to figure this whole deer thing out. And then like obviously Katie, like that. She would not probably want to hunt that much this year if she didn't shoot anything last year.
Sure.
So I don't know. Like I think you're right. Like when you're around, like you're with people and you can celebrate that. I think that's what it's all about.
I think there's a progression of it because I remember a time in my life where the thought of eating a tag was about more than I could take.
Yeah.
Like I just didn't eat tags.
Yeah.
Like I hunted my ass off and I killed, right? Like I didn't eat tags, and I've gotten older in my life and I'm like, yeah, I'm okay if I don't kill, But taking a first time hunter is just, man, there's nothing like it.
Yeah.
Like
they're
a
the best.
newer hunter, there's just such a rejuvenation for them. You're stoked and excited for them. And then there's this throwback to, oh, this is why this is the feeling I felt. This is why I love what I loved about it.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
Yeah. My buddy Kent always used to say that when you're young hunting, you're just throwing up numbers. It's just volume. That's all you care about is like reps. You want to kill anything you can kill.
Yeah.
And then he's like, you really start maturing when you're okay passing on small deer and you can start shooting. I haven't got to that point yet, but that'll be a nice point.
I will say that like I'm still out there to kill an animal.
Yeah.
Like I'm out there to kill, like, and it's the goal, and I will work as hard as I think I need to, like try to get it done. So I'm not trying to sugarcoat it and say I'm like completely like just a hippie out there hanging out like, so great. If I don't kill, no, I'm out there to like be successful.
Yep.
And and it stings. It still stings. Like if I can appreciate it more for like a full experience, but it still stings.
Yep.
What really stings the most, like the older I've gotten, is I feel like if I don't give it maximum effort and I don't, that's the one that real hurts. That one hurts.
Yep.
So I'm like, man, I left it on the table. I didn't give it all, and I took time away from home and family and everything else I got going on to go out there and give a half-ass effort. That really bites me.
Yeah.
I don't like that at all. Yeah. So you got plans? You're going out this year?
Yep. So we'll do got like spring bear that we'll do.
Man, you're going all in then.
Oh yeah, we're gonna like my plan this year is just to as much time as I can be in the woods, because I think that's like the reps thing really is like where you start figuring stuff out.
You learn about yourself. You learn about what hunting style you might like more than the other. Like
Yeah, and if you
Kawasaki sent me a side-by-side too, which was pretty sick. So I'm going to throw some miles on that thing, dude.
You did? Really?
Oh, yeah, dude. So
Snap.
I will be like and it's heated AC. It's got windows roll up and down. So I'm just going to be ripping that thing all year. Yeah.
I mean, normally I would be like, man, I'm jealous. I need Kawasaki to send me a side-by-side. And then in the back of my head, I'm like, he's willing to do things that I'm not. So it's okay.
I actually recently made a music video with it. It didn't do well, but it did well in my mind. No one liked it. Did you see that, Omar? Yeah, that's good. I'm glad.
I'm going to do some digging later, try to find
Please don't watch that music video. Actually, I'm not going to say anything else about the music video. I just hope no one goes and watches that.
We all have things.
Yeah, but so turkey, spring bear, and then this fall, I'll do like deer and elk for sure, and then we'll kind of see from there. My buddy, I hope he invites me back. I went down to Texas this last year and shot a few deer, and that was super fun. Cool. That was really fun. It was nice because it was the easiest thing I've ever done, but it was just really fun.
Yeah, for sure, it was fun. I wanted to ask you about your house.
Yeah, I have a house that's actually for sale if anyone wants to buy it.
I saw a little, actually, so we were internally, we were in a marketing meeting, weekly marketing meeting on a Monday. And we talked about having you on the podcast. Lane and I talked about it. And I was like, yeah, I'll reach out. Do you have a contact info for him? You know, I was going to slide in your DMs, but I figured you probably got enough of them at this point. So I didn't do that. But Lane had your phone number. But the day of, he sends me a text and he's like, hey, I don't know if you know, but Nate had a house fire. So he's like, you might want to like lay off, give it a minute, see what the vibe is, see what's going on. We didn't really know the extent of it, but I haven't really like followed up post. So I want to know what happened. You're all right with?
No, I'm all right. I've shared it enough. So I've been out of town for 10 days. So you've been out of town for 10 days. First thing you want to do when you come home is get laid. So I get home and I'm thinking, hey, I am a classy individual. I'm going to go to Walmart and I'm going to put some effort into this. And so I went and it's like funny because I was like thinking about this and I was like, oh, I remember standing in the candle section and looking at the LED candles and going, dude, I'm not falling for that. $3.97 for 15 of them. I can buy these other ones for $1.97 and I get 25.
So you bought candles?
Bought candles,
nice.
Bought some flowers. And then came home, lined the bed with candles.
Oh, man.
And then put the flowers on the bed.
He's a romantic.
Yep.
Yeah, it's very, very romantic.
Did you pull some petals off on the bed? The whole
No,
night?
I've done that before, but this time was like the candles. I'd already done enough.
The funny thing is we're talking about this on Valentine's Day. Like right
we
now,
are.
So.
Yep. This is
That's
Valentine's
why she liked
Day.
you. It wasn't your coursework.
Yeah, exactly.
You're a romantic.
Yep. And so I got the candles lined around the bed, light all the candles. We start.
Were you home or did you come home? Was this a surprise?
No, so she came home. She was at work, and then she comes home, and then like it was dark. And
were you like the anchor man, like laid out? Hey,
no,
with the mustache.
No one, especially my wife, probably wants to see that. Sometimes I wonder if my wife actually enjoys when we have intimacy, or if she just feels trapped. You know what I mean? Like it's like she has no other option.
Well, it's 4 years.
So we start doing our thing, and the comforter gets pushed off the bed, and so the comforter catches on fire, and Katie goes, "What's that smell?" And I'm like, "I don't know."
Really?
Oh my gosh! And I jump up and look, and our comforter is on fire. So
Like laying beside the bed?
It's like, just like pushed off like the
way.
front. Yeah, so I jump up and I start patting out the comforter and get this fire put out. And I put it out like really fast. It only burned like this much. So and it's like a down comforter. So I pick it up and I run into the bathroom. And this is where like a wise man probably would have put it in his shower or his tub and turned on the water. But me, like I said, I dropped out of college, not that smart. I throw it on the ground in front of the sink. And then I turn the sink. Yep, in my bathroom. Turn the sink on and I start doing this number. Cup and throw on the blanket.
Right.
And I do that like a lot. Like I put a lot of water on it.
Sure.
And so it's sitting there. So whatever. And then obviously like we finished up and it didn't take that long.
It wasn't that big of a distraction then, huh?
No. And so then we get ready for dinner and we're going to go to dinner at the spot and we go, it's been 45 minutes. Like, I think we're good. The blanket hasn't recaught. And so I open it up, I feel it, and everything's cold and it's wet. So I'm like, hey, it's cold and wet. We're good. But let's like, just to be safe, let's throw it in the tub. Because then if whatever happens, I know tubs are made out of metal. So it's not going to light the tub on fire. And then turns out like tubs stopped being made out of metal in like freaking the 70s. So
Yeah.
This is a fiberglass tub. And we go to dinner. And then Katie's brother, he lives with us. And so he calls us at dinner, and we'd only been gone for like 25 minutes. He calls us, and he's like, hey, you need to come home. Your house is on fire.
No way.
And he got home from
Were you
work.
dying?
Oh, we were driving like 100 down the freeway trying to get home. It was crazy.
Gosh. You
And,
called the fire department? 911, or did you just run home?
No, we just went straight home.
Gotcha.
Which actually, why didn't I call the fire department?
Right.
Yeah. We didn't know what was going on because he was pretty vague. But the reason he was being vague is because he gets home. He said he pulled up his work truck, which is crazy because he gets home at like never consistently. He works like 12 or 15 hours a day. So he just never is consistent. But he happened to get home right at like the exact moment he needed to. And he parks his truck and he said he heard our siren or our alarms going off. So he ran upstairs and he said it was just this black cloud of smoke everywhere. And he opened our door and ran into our bathroom and saw that our bathroom was just on fire. So he ran back downstairs to our kitchen, grabbed a bowl, and then ran up to our bathroom.
So he's actively fighting this fire?
Yeah, he turned on the sink and just put it out with a bowl because the fire was in the tub, so he couldn't turn the tub on.
Gotcha.
So he just bowled it and then freaking put the fire out.
So he got it out.
Yeah, he got it out. So when we got home, he's like, I remember we walked in and he's sitting there. And he's covered. He looked like he just got off work at the coal mine. He's just covered in black soot. And he's like, go look upstairs. And so we walk up and like, I remember this. So we walk in, it's still smoldering. And I look at it and I turn and look at Katie and I go, this is, to be honest, this really isn't that bad. You give me till Monday and this thing's going to look brand new.
Yeah.
Which I have no, like I don't know how to do anything. There's no way.
You're not a contractor.
I tried to replace our baseboards because our dog pissed on them. So I was like, dude, baseboards, this is freaking easy. Yeah. I put 2 different sized baseboards up. And then right now it's still like that. It's like mismatched baseboards. And then I got a paint color that it didn't match anything else. And it looks horrible. And then it's like the nails too. You can still see the nails.
Yep.
Yeah. So I'm like, oh, dude, I'll get this put back together. So we ended up calling the fire department now because it was still kind of smoldering and they kind of came and looked at everything.
You don't know if it's going to catch on again,
Exactly.
right? Like if that blanket went that long.
And it had gotten into the studs. So like all the studs were still like freaking smoking and stuff. Yeah. Yeah. It burned up. Like the whole tub was gone. The drywall around was gone into the studs. The insulation had burned up, and it was like burning the top drywall. And it was about to go in the attic. The fire department told us if he didn't come home exactly when he did, like we would have lost the
It would have
house.
gone up.
Yep.
Wow.
And our dog would have died. Bark Jacobs. That's our dog's name.
My house has no working fire alarms because over the 15 years that I've lived there, every time one of them, the battery dies in the middle of the night, and it inevitably, it always dies in the middle of the night, and it starts beeping.
Yep.
I get up and I'm agitated, I'm pissed off, and I go find the thing and I pull the battery out because that's the first thing to do. I'm like, battery out, I'm going back to bed.
Yep.
Over the years, we just don't have any smoke alarms that work.
Dude, I was thinking like the next day I was like, man, I am so dumb. Like, why don't we have one that goes to our freaking phone? Like,
Right.
You gotta, I don't know.
Yeah, an alert.
Yeah, which is like nice. Like, could have been way worse. And like when I don't know, it's like a good lesson. Like when we have kids and stuff, like I would have liked to know. So
Yeah. Well, I'm glad it wasn't worse then.
yeah, the worst part about the whole thing was the day after. I was feeling pretty bad. Katie's dad called me to try to like cheer me up and tell me like, hey man, it's okay. Like, I remember I set this whole hay field on fire and the hay truck and it burned the whole stack. And like, he's telling me all this stuff. And he's like, but how did it start? And I was like, oh my gosh, no one told you? No. Katie didn't tell you? And he was like, oh yeah. So I was like, Michael, this is going to be awkward. I'm just going to tell you how it was. And I told him.
Did you start out? We're all adults in this room.
I said, me and your daughter were sharing a moment of marital intimacy.
Oh no. He's like, I've heard enough.
Yeah, and this is the guy that while I was dating her, he made me sleep outside in a tent.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Yep.
Yeah.
Good guy.
That's a good story.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm excited to tell my kids someday.
Yeah,
you know what
for
I mean?
sure.
I wish we would have conceived a kid. That would have been, I would have named it Ember or something like that. Like, but
Ember.
we didn't. So
Hilarious. Oh. Well, I'm glad it wasn't worse.
yeah, it honestly, like, I mean, it kind of sucks right now. Like, we live in an Airbnb until they put our house back together, but I don't know. It could have been way
Smoke
worse.
damage? Is it,
Oh, tons.
Really?
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, it was like smoke damage is really bad. And the one thing that's like actually really nice too is that our closet is right next to our bathroom. Like you walk into it. So all of our stuff in our closet got ruined, which was convenient, but I don't know. So it'll all get fixed. Like insurance has been pretty good to work with so far, but you just don't want to have to freaking go through insurance.
Gosh, yeah, what a headache.
Yeah, that's good to know. I'm always complaining about insurance. Like, why do you even have it?
Yeah, you want it.
I have it, and then when I need it, I feel like all they do is fight for it. And
Yep.
I'm like, man, come on.
Yep.
Give me a break. Well, cool, Nate. We've had you for a while. Any advice you'd hand out? I feel like you're a guy that wants to give some advice.
Yeah.
Like,
Drop some knowledge.
Advice? Drop a knowledge bomb, of course.
Dude, I'm not like.
Come on, you do.
No, I mean, like, people like reach out to me sometimes and they're like, dude, I'm thinking about doing this. What's your advice? I'm like, to ask someone else, dude. Like, I don't know.
Go for it.
I think, like, I don't know, this year, like, I really, like, there's some stuff I really, really want to figure out this year.
Mm-hmm.
And I know it's like pretty cliche. Like, people are like, oh, this is my year or whatever. But Katie reminded me the other day that if I don't like really shoot an elk, that's like my big thing that I like really want to get done is shooting an elk. And Katie reminded me if I don't do that, it's like kind of embarrassing. But
Not really. It's hard.
yeah, but
hard.
like this will be like 4 years deep. Like at some point, it's got to click.
Okay,
Like,
I've never killed an elk with a bow.
really.
We had
But
Greg.
you don't care though. You're a mule deer
Yeah,
guy.
I'm not really looking for it, but I'm just saying it's hard. I have done it before. I used to live in Montana.
Okay, but the thing is, like, if you wanted to, you could go out like September.
I still think it's hard. It's hard for sure.
Craig,
Like,
we had Craig Francis on earlier today. Said it was 7 years, six, 7 years.
Yeah, I'm not gonna be that guy. I'm not gonna do 7 years. Like, I really like this year. Like, I really, really have to figure it out. So I'm gonna leave like August 28th. The nice thing is Katie's like all on board for me to go do it. So I'm gonna leave August 28th, and I'm just gonna go out. I'm gonna shoot. I'll probably leave a little bit after that because I have a tag that I'm gonna draw in Oregon. It's like I'm hunting my buddy's farm, and so I'm gonna go shoot a deer in an alfalfa field. But yeah, so I'm gonna really want to figure that out. But I don't know. Like, the biggest like message that I want people to start seeing from my stuff is that I just really want people to see. I don't know. Like, I look at some of these guys like Cam Haynes. Like, I love Cam. Like, I've been a huge Cam fan my entire life, but Cam's not very relatable. Like, he's already at the spot, and you don't see all the years that went into him getting to the
grow
spot.
up when he was doing the things that
Exactly.
he did. I
Like,
did.
when he
Yeah,
so like
I
you saw it.
remember.
Yep.
Yeah, I remember that.
The backcountry bow hunting
sure.
books and like him actually being in the eagle cap, stuff like that.
Absolutely.
People just see him now here.
Yep.
And I want to show people the journey of like, hey, here's this dude who's an idiot, 300 pounds, finds something he loves, and then the progress of getting good at that. And so I want people to see that and realize like, oh, you can do this too. It's just going to take time, and you stick with it, and then there's a light at the end of the tunnel. I just got to get to the end of the tunnel part.
No,
So.
that was a good knowledge bomb. That was a good.
I think that's the
to look forward
best,
to.
to be honest. I mean, you're relatively new to me as far as like being aware and like following you. You know, like I probably only started following you a few days ago, right? I think.
Yeah, and to be honest, I don't know that you would like much of my content. There's absolutely zero value in any of it.
No, but you're wrong, and I'll tell you why. I think it's inspirational when I see you working out. Like and I'm like, he's doing this thing because he wants to do it, and you have no fear. Legitimately, you seem to have no fear. Like, you just go for it and you put it out there, and like you go on an elk hunt, you just went and did it. I think that's really, really interesting to me and inspirational, even to me. Like, I've been hunting my whole life, but I think it's super cool that you're willing to like, I'm going to go do the damn thing, and I'm going to do it. And it's not easy. It's going to suck. You started out, heavy, and you're losing weight. You're looking great. You're a lot stronger than I am. Guaranteed. And I think that's super inspirational. So I think it's awesome what you're doing.
I appreciate
So
that.
I would say, yeah, go follow you. Get on board. Find whatever it is that you want to do and go do it like you are. Where can people find you?
Instagram, Nate Illingsworth, YouTube, Nate Illingsworth, and then Just the Nip podcast. I host a podcast.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Right
yeah.
on. How long have you been doing that?
12. I'm like 15 episodes deep or
Nice.
something.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I started at like November or something.
Cool. What's
Maybe
it called?
no,
Say-
before that. Yeah, 6 months
Say it
ago.
again. What's the name of it?
Just the Nip.
Just the Nip.
The reason I call it the Nip is because I was
Almost-
like, what's the best podcast out there? Joe Rogan Experience. And I was like, JRE. Joe Rogan Experience. Nate Illingsworth Podcast. Nip. And then I was like, I'm going to call it Just the Nip.
Just the Nip.
Just Nip.
I love that.
Yeah.
Are you pretty consistent about getting episodes out?
I took a big break, and then now I'm back,
Back
on
in
it.
it?
Yeah.
How often? Every week?
Weekly.
Weekly.
Yep. Yep.
Right on.
Yep.
Good on you, man.
Yeah, I've got some good stuff in the tube right now. The nice thing is my podcast, I got like 4 or 5 listeners, But people will look at my Instagram and think I have way more listeners, so then I can get good guests on pretty easy.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Huh.
Well, that's cool.
I'm gonna check it out.
Oh, please, dude.
I didn't
Yeah,
know
you guys
that.
No, I
dude,
like listening to
Yeah, for
podcasts.
sure,
Listen to all
man.
sorts of
I have a
stuff.
lot of windshield time. Always
Yeah,
looking for a new
trail driving.
Yeah,
podcast.
I can recommend you to a lot, dude. There's some good ones out there.
Nah, I'm looking for something new and entertaining and funny. Nah, we appreciate you coming over and hanging out. You're as funny as I thought you would be.
Well, glad it didn't
Good sense of
disappoint.
humor. Keep being yourself. I think that's awesome.
Yeah, I appreciate you guys having me on.
Thanks.